It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Hi folks, I'm Sam Lesante, and thank you for joining us again here on Comcast 7. Well folks, they've been around for 75 years and they've been affecting thousands upon thousands of people. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Schuylkill United Way. Now folks, when they had a campaign, to give you an example how great this organization is, they had a goal. And they went over that goal by 6%. In some areas, they went over by 66%. It tells you something about the Schuylkill United Way, particularly in the economy we're in. Today, we'd like to talk about the Schuylkill United Way and how does it affect you? I know sometimes you may think, well, really, the United Way doesn't affect me. You'll be surprised how it does affect you. And I have a number of guests on the show today. Nice to have Kelly Malone, who's the executive director, and Jack Bertolette, who is was a past campaign director here at the Schuylkill United Way and is on the board. Folks, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very much involved with United Way. I've been in it for many, many years, knowing what the United Way does. But sometimes some people don't realize how it does affect them, okay? So every organization has a mission statement, okay? And
Sure.
what is the mission statement of the Schuylkill United Way?
Well, Sam, our mission statement is that the Schuylkill United Way is dedicated to providing funding, guidance, and encouragement to the 15 partner agencies that provide a variety of programs and services to the residents of Schuylkill County for little to no charge.
Now, well, that's a big statement,
Sure
okay?
is.
And there's a
It
lot
sure
to be
is.
accomplished. Okay, so Schuylkill United Way, in lay terms, how do they? And Jack, you can jump in any way here. How do they help the community?
Well, our 15 partner agencies it's a wide variety of services that they provide out there. Some of our areas of impact that we try to talk about and try to address are developing children and youth. So we have some agencies that help with that, such as Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. We also have Strengthening Our Families, and those are agencies that are such as Pottsville Salvation Army and the Tamaqua Salvation Army. We also assist with disaster and emergency relief. Once again, that is the Salvation Armies in the Pottsville and Tamaqua Corps. We also have Tamaqua Meals on Wheels, and they address the support of older residents in the Tamaqua area. We promote health, healing, and crisis intervention, and some of those agencies are SARC, which is our Sexual Assault Resource Center here in Schuylkill County. We also have Schuylkill Women in Crisis and Schuylkill Wellness Services. So those are just some of the areas of impact that our agencies address.
And what I said at the beginning of the show, if you don't think you'll be affected by them, there's, you mentioned a number of agencies that affect a lot of people. Jack, knowing you for a number of years, I've always asked this question, even when we had I interviewed people in the Hazelton United Way. You have a business. You're busy, and today, particularly, you got to spend a lot of time paying attention to your business. Why does a successful person like you, who really, has great dealership, why do you get involved in United Way?
Well, because of the support that it gives to the community, and the fact that at one point in my life, the United Way touched my life as well. Now, you bring up a good point. Most people don't realize that the United Way has probably touched them in some way or another over the course of their lifetime. And I never realized that until I was asked to come serve on the board. And when they told me that it touched every other person, I sat there and thought, well, how did it touch me? And the first thing that came to mind when they talked about building a foundation for youth for tomorrow was that I was lucky enough to be a Boy Scout. And when I was a little boy, the first thing they drive into you, as you probably know, is their motto, which is a scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Now, when you try to learn that as a little boy, you're reciting that 1,000 times, so you can get up in front of your scoutmaster and get the pin. But as you go through life, those words come back and back and back and back, and they mean everything to you. And that was one of the early ways that they touched me. And as I went through the rest of the agencies and got to visit all the agencies, I found out that just about every agency had touched me. So you asked me why? Because I'm in business? Well, because I love our community. I love the people that are within it. And we all want to help somebody. Because at one time or another, we might be the person that's getting helped. And so it could be my mother, it could be my brother, it could be my best friend. And I want to be there like you want to be there, and like we find everybody wants to be there once they understand just what these agencies can do.
And you know, it's like buying insurance. You know, you're protecting yourself. You may not need it, but when you do need it, it's there for you, okay? And that's you hit the nail on the head, Jack, the fact that there are people, and we'll talk to Pat and we'll talk to Tom, who have their own businesses to run, okay? But yet they find the time to be able to do something for the Schuylkill County. Being a past campaign director, how does the Schuylkill United Way receive funds to support these agencies?
Through everybody in the community. What you find out in a hurry is that the United Way isn't some agency that sits on a shelf. It's everyone. We go out and speak to small businesses and large businesses, and we tell them about the United Way and what the agencies do. Because you find out, Sam, like myself, I didn't understand what Red Cross did. I didn't understand the responsibility of Avenues. I didn't understand the responsibility of SARC. And when you get to go and visit these places, it's life-changing. The things they do change your life. Not the people that they affect, but also the people that you meet. And so it's an amazing experience. Now when we go out and tell the people that you can help us, you know, we ask them for these sums of money to give what they can. A lot of the businesses today in Schuylkill County have found a way through payroll deduction to take maybe $2 or $3 a week out of your paycheck. And that fund comes together and brings us that $1,063,000 that we made last year that fund these agencies to make those miracles happen. The people in Schuylkill County are fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Ditto that for me too. They've been actually great to our reception here with local television. Besides the campaign, what other programs does the Schuylkill United Way have?
Well, the Schuylkill United Way has several. First of all, the program that we run that we're most proud of and was started several years ago by our past executive director, Claire Hauser, is Stuff the Bus. And what this is, we found that there was a need in the community for children to receive school supplies. There are a lot of children out there that are not able to purchase the everyday school supplies that you need. So we started a Stuff the Bus drive. We run it annually every July, and we distribute the backpacks to the children of our agencies the first week in August. This past year, the first year we did it, we stuffed 336 backpacks.
That's great.
This year, we stuffed 950 backpacks.
Wow.
And I have to tell you, when you see a child that has nothing and you give them a backpack and they are thankful for this backpack, it really makes you feel good. So it's something that we have done and will hopefully continue to do, and that's just another way that the community supports us.
Well, you know, you see all of these great things happening. As I said, people are affected by it. You don't realize that you're being affected by it, Jack, and you see that happens. And that's rewarding for people like you, Jack, and the other people that serve on the board. They give of their time. It's not a selfish way. You know, you're not listening, what's in it for me? That's what I like about the board. It's we got to give. It's not like, what do I get back? You know, and that makes it a great organization. Folks, I'm talking about the Schuylkill United Way. Could you imagine it? 6% over their goal. People are struggling out there to raise money, but it tells you something about the Schuylkill United Way, how successful they are. A lot more to learn about the Schuylkill United Way right after these messages. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. On a personal note, I want to thank all of you for being so gracious to our local television program. As I mentioned when I did the Chambers show, we are expanding here in Schuylkill County, particularly on Comcast 7. We'll be probably starting weekly news, and hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be providing you, like we do in the greater Hazleton area, daily news Monday through Friday. As I mentioned on the show, interesting figures throughout the country. If you look at the Nielsen rating books for last year, you will find that broadcast television viewing and cable network viewing decreased. However, what has increased in leaps and bounds has been local programming such as we're doing here in Comcast 7, as well as in the greater Hazleton area. And I want to thank you for your response. You can always contact us at ssptv.com. And go to our website. Everything we do in Pottsville is on our website. Hit shows, hit Pottsville. You'll see all the shows we do for the greater Pottsville area, and now expanding into Tamaqua, Monterey City, and other areas starting March 1st. Now, we're talking about Schuylkill United Way, and we have two people here, Patrick Kane, who is the 2012 campaign chair, and Tom Carup, who is involved in Tamaqua in a very big way. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time and coming on the show.
Thanks, Sammy.
I know you guys are busy. Patrick selling insurance. Tom, you're busy with their products. All right, Patrick, how successful was the 2012 campaign? I let it out of the bag before, but just tell us how successful it was.
Well, we were very fortunate that, as you mentioned, with the economy being what it is and the need being out there, we were able to raise $1,063,000, which was 106% of goal.
And when you look at all of the agencies that's going to benefit from that, and it's just interesting because, everyone's out there trying to raise money for different organizations, and, you keep hitting walls sometimes. And what did you get any resistance in the campaign, or how was the flow, or was it just, people just participating?
Well, it's our 75th year, so we've run these campaigns before. We've got a very good office staff, and we've got a good board of directors that's helpful. But I think what makes this campaign successful every year are the companies and the individuals throughout Schuylkill County who do such a good job in helping us achieve our goal, because the best laid plans that we have put together ultimately are determined by the generosity of the businesses and the individuals that give to this campaign. So it's the collective community that helped make it successful and ultimately helped us get to where we had to be.
As I asked Jack, I'm going to ask you the same question. You sell insurance, you're busy, okay, and it's tough enough getting out there doing business, as we all know. Why do you do it? Personal note.
Well, I moved up to Schuylkill County from the Washington, D.C. area 15 years ago, and I kind of had a transformation from being a number, a face in the crowd, so to speak, to being a real part of the community. And Schuylkill United Way struck me as a way that you can get involved and do something that makes you feel good, as Jack mentioned, but also fill a need that exists here in the community. So it's a multi-dimensional activity for me. I think it does a lot of good things in the community. Kelly mentioned the 15 agencies that do a lot of good work and various types of needs throughout the community. And it's really a personal satisfaction that unfortunately fills a need that is there.
Speaking of that, very quickly, you raise all this money, and who decides where the money is allocated? Like, who gets how much, and how's that decided?
We've got a local board of 30 businessmen and women that meet every month, and we have requests from our 15 agencies. They tell us every year, come in with packets and applications and tell us where their needs are. And then our executive committee will sit down and we'll look at the applications and the needs, and we'll take the results of the campaign and then decide how we can best divide the money that we've raised among the agencies that need the funding.
Tom, being involved in the Tamaqua area, a councilman, right?
Yep.
A city councilman. God bless you. Okay, that's a job in itself. And now you're involved with United Way. You were on the board here, and Tamaqua area. How important is the Tamaqua area to the Schuylkill United Way campaign?
Well, what happens in the Tamaqua area, being at Tamaqua is about 20 miles away from Pottsville. It's
that far away from Pottsville?
Yeah, I mean, when I leave work to come here, I have to take a half an hour.
Is that right?
To get here a couple minutes early. So
if you get a Volkswagen from Jack, you could do it in less time than that. You're doing it maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
It's being that it's a little further away, we're able to have our own little campaign. Mm-hmm. We put somebody that's in charge of the Tamaqua campaign that has a face for the Tamaqua community that they could look at and say, we're gonna support Tom with this. He's a local guy. We know him. And sometimes we don't know all of the people that are over here in Pottsville and all of the businesses and stuff like that. So in Tamaqua, we have our own little campaign. We have a nice kickoff breakfast at DiMaggio's. It's a wonderful restaurant in Tamaqua. Sammy, sometime you should come down there and have dinner.
I will.
And we have our own people in Tamaqua who go out and know the businesses and work in Tamaqua, the downtown Tamaqua area. And I also have Hometown. where we have McDonald's and we have different businesses in hometown. So we have some people that work, local people that work in hometown and solicit businesses in the industry. And in West Penn, another section of Tamaqua that we have, and we have people who work down there to solicit money for the United Way.
Looking at the Tamaqua area, they certainly must really understand what Schuylkill United Way is about, because you went over your 166% of the goal. I mean, that is a tribute to your organization. I mean, they really know what it does.
Sammy, that surprised me this year, making $166,000.
Wow.
That was
impressive.
What? 166% of the goal for the campaign. And people in Tamaqua they're very generous, okay? And they come through. The United Way has a foundation through the years, and the people know in September that this campaign is going to go on. Like I said, we have a kickoff breakfast, and you know, we get it going over there. And
Tom, again, you know, you're involved with Air Products. You have a lot going. You have other obligations. Why do you involve with it?
well, Sam, I like to help people. Okay, all my life it makes me feel good to go out and help somebody who's in need, and it makes me feel good.
Have you seen in the organization, Pat, you could answer this too, have you seen, as Jack mentioned, okay, it affected him, okay, has United Way, any agencies, which you mentioned, and there's so many of them, if you talk about Red Cross, I mean, you have a fire or something, you turn around, they're there helping people there, I mean, that's how you affect it. Has anything in your life been affected by that?
Hey, I lost my mom, over a year ago, and she was going through some medical problems. She couldn't cook at home. Couldn't help herself. I mean, me and my brother, I would go over there at lunchtime and try to help her. My brother would go over there at night and try to help her. But Meals on Wheels
Yes.
would come to Calairs and stop at my mom's house. And the Meals on Wheels in Tamaqua, what they do is they go to St. Luke's Hospital.
Yeah.
And they get the food from St. Luke's Hospital. And then community volunteers, they drive it around to people who can't help themselves.
Fabulous.
And they bring sandwiches, they'll bring something hot for them. They have these blizzard packs that they started packing a couple years ago, where if they know there's going to be a snowstorm in a couple days, they'll put these little boxes of food together for these people. And sometimes people from Meals on Wheels are the only person
Yes, I was going to say that, to see them.
that they see during the day.
And they welcome that, and also it's a communication as well. They're able to see if there's something should be wrong with them. I've noticed many cases where Mr. So-and-so didn't answer the door or wasn't around. They called the family and they found that there was something wrong, and it's a second fold to that. How about you, Patrick? Anything affected any of your family?
Well, I've been fortunate that I have not directly used any of the services through the 15 agencies, but I have been involved and seen what they do behind the scenes and day to day with the amazing staff and personnel that they have. They do amazing work. And so, although I've helped them with the funding, I fortunately haven't used any of them directly, but I feel like I've been impacted because I've met them and worked with them directly, and you almost feel as if you're part of their solution once you get involved with these folks.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I want to congratulate you and Tom, for especially the great job that both of you guys did is super. And knowing it makes you feel good that you're helping people. Folks, I'm talking about the Schuylkill United Way, 622-6421. If you'd like to want to find out something about United Way, if you'd like to help contribute, you'll learn a little bit more about it or have some questions how they can help you as well. That's 622-6421. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up with Kelly and Jack right after these messages. Stay with us. All right, folks, welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show. We're talking about a great organization, United Way campaign. If you want to contact us, 622-6421, or go to our website. Folks, over 100,000 hits on ssptv.com. I'm so excited about it. And remember, just hit shows, hit Pottsville, and you'll see all of the things we're doing in the greater Pottsville area. And CEO and owner of Samson Productions, I want to thank all of you for really helping us out here in local television, and it's only going to get better. Now back with me, Kelly Malone and Jack Bertolet. How has the overwhelming support of the community for the 2012 campaign made you feel, Jack?
Oh, it's amazing. It just, like Pat said and Tommy said, it really kind of revitalizes you, because there isn't anyone that finds out about the United Way that doesn't find a way to reach into their pocket and make a difference for these 15 agencies. I'm always surprised when you tell the story of the 15 agencies, just how everybody comes forward to give what they can.
And I tell you, it makes you feel good because, again, what Tom said about Meals on Wheels and everybody has a story. Every, women crisis, I mean, sad stories, they're there to help, okay? How about you? How's it made you feel as the executive director, the main honcho of this place?
How does it make me feel? It makes me feel proud. I have been with the Schuylkill United Way for 20 years now, and it's something that has evolved in my life. It has become a very important part of my life, and one of those reasons being is because our 15 agencies help support 88,500 people here in Schuylkill County. That's more than 50% of the population. It's something that we are allowed to do. If we did not have support of the people in the community, we would not be allowed to do this. And it's just something that we're glad we can help support with. One of the things that I would like to mention and would like to be known, the Schuylkill United Way is an independent organization. And what that means to you, the contributor, or just you, the person that would like to support us, even if it's not, through financial, but coming out and helping with Stuff the Bus or one of our other programs that we run, is we're run by a 30-member board of directors here in Schuylkill County. That 30-member board of directors knows who the people are that need the help the most through the agencies, and along with that, it is local decisions. We make all of our policies and procedures, and that to me is something that is very important. All the money that's raised here stays here as well.
And I think that people want to know that, okay? So they know it's not going any other place. Jack, do I get a commission on the car I sold Tom?
Tom has one.
Good. Because I get him here in 15 minutes. I want a commission on the car. What do you have to say, Jack? Again, Jack Berlin, I'm talking to folks, about the agencies and people and.
I guess there's one thing, Sam, I'd like people to remember. And it's what 3 little girls taught me. They taught me the meaning of hope. It's such a big word and it has so many meanings. But they taught me that hope means helping other people every day. And that's what United Way does every single minute of every single day. These people never rest. They're dedicated to what they do. The community is dedicated to helping them. And you realize, sitting in my seat, just how lucky we are in Schuylkill County to be involved with not only United Way, but the people of this community. It's outstanding.
And you couldn't say it better. That's a great description of hope. It really is. In conclusion, first of all, they must have hired you when you were about 12 years old. Because you've been here for 20 years, huh?
Thank you, Sam.
30,
Thank you.
The nerve. They got a kid off the streets.
They did. It was child labor.
Yeah, Schuylkill United Way folks. Kelly is the executive director. Kelly, what would you like, in conclusion, if someone's watching and they want to learn anything, or if they want to help, or if they need help, what do you recommend?
Please check out our website. It's a great website. It has been formulated over the years, and you can reach that at schuylkillunitedway.org. It tells you what our 15 agencies are, who they are, what they do in the community, and if you need help, above all, please give the office a call at 622-6421, and we're there to assist you in any way we possibly can.
Well, Kelly, thanks for having me come on, having the show. Jack, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks, Pat and Tom, for coming on the show. Folks, can you believe it? They raised 106% of their goal. Tells you something about the Schuylkill United Way. In Tamaqua, wow, a tribute to you people in Tamaqua, 166% of the goal. It tells you something. I love that description that Jack said about hope. We should have it every day and help as many people as we can. Once again, folks, thanks for watching us here on Channel 7. I appreciate it very much. We'll see you next time.